Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey.
Is another day
Agreed.
and another disaster by the Democrats. The reality is they have no vision, no policy. They have nothing to sell but hate, and Americans are not buying it.
They have nothing to sell but hate. No vision, no successes. They had something that was a pretty big win. They had a woman who was selling fentanyl here illegally, right? They could have just posted about that. But what did they do instead? They Studio Ghibli'd it up into this scene because they think, and they know, and they're right, this is what Republicans eat up. Because Republicans, if you haven't noticed, are a little fashy these days.
Trump is the new Adolf.
Democrats have nothing to sell but hate, right? That's all they got. They have no policies, only hate.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem traveled to El Salvador to tour the notorious prison where the Trump administration is sending hundreds of Venezuelans accused of being members of a terrorist gang here in the United States. Here is part of the message
1939,
Noem
right
shared
there,
on social
right?
media.
If you come to our country illegally, this is one of the consequences you could face. First of all,
they
do
have
not
to
come to our
sell
country illegally. You will be removed and you will be prosecuted. But know that this facility is one of the tools in our toolkit that we will use if you commit crimes against the American people.
Family members of some of those taken to El Salvador say their loved ones are not gang members and were arrested and deported because of tattoos that investigators incorrectly identified as gang tattoos. Those deportees also denied court hearings to plead their case before.
All they have to sell is hate. This guy better watch it, this L.A. Reporter. If they catch him, they might be sending him to Venezuela. Governor Hot Wheels, Greg Abbott. I've said it before. He's not a stand-up guy. And we'll get to how the left gets hysterical anytime someone breaks the rules of decorum. I mean, I know. I put in a video that Greg Abbott wasn't a stand-up guy. And sometimes my videos get put on BreadTube on Reddit, right? BreadTube is basically a place for indoor kids, right? Who have ChatGPT explain theory to them, political theory to them. And then they look every day at any videos posted in there for something they could be more offended about. I think I just summarized BreadTube pretty good. But when I said Greg Abbott is the stand-up guy, a guy who's forcing 13-year-old girls to give birth to their rapist babies, that wasn't the most offensive thing to him. The most offensive thing to him was that I said he was the stand-up guy. They said, you're an ableist, and we're no better than them. We're no better than them if you make a joke about them. I'm no better than the guy who's forcing a 13-year-old girl to give birth to her rapist baby, even if it's a family member, even if it's her own dad. And people are so detached on this far left, indoor kids, that they think that's the same playing field. But back to Greg Abbott. They have no ideas. Here's the stock market today.
Woo, folks, this is a tough way to end the week if you're long the market. If you're long gold, you're happy, but Dow is losing about 724, the S&P down 113, the NASDAQ down 484. That will do it for us.
Good job, everybody.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. So markets crash over 700 points today after a bad inflation report, more tariff confusion. Oh, and by the way, Republicans really going to raise taxes? That could have done it. Our own
They're going to raise taxes because trickle down is the reason this is happening. Trickle down has been pitched since what? Ronald Reagan, 1982. Every time it's done, it never works. It hasn't worked a single time. What did Greg Abbott say? They have no ideas. It's why they're so mean. Now let's go to CNN to get hysterical reactions from people that used to be Republicans so they can tell us what the path forward is. Because their path forward in the Republican Party was so successful.
Well, have you met MAGA? Have you been to a MAGA rally where Trump is mocking a disabled journalist or a POW?
So she
or
almost
saying
gets
we should punch him out. I mean, it is rich. And let me tell you, I have been very, very out there on criticizing Trump for that disgusting rhetoric
so
that is
brave,
forcing the language around politics. It's gross. He's why we got here. And what she did was disgusting. And I am not going to accept her spin of this. It's disgusting
Saying
and
Hot
gross
Wheels
to
is
mock someone
disgusting.
who is disabled just because you don't like them. And if Democrats, this is your idea, this is what your party's going to do now, is do Trump, but gross, but worse, and then
Worse?
pretend it's not. I'm not here for
Worse than this?
I don't know what I said.
Saying Hot Wheels is worse than this?
He's going like, I don't remember.
Have you lost your
Maybe that's
goddamn
what I said.
minds? C-Cup? C-Cup, I'm going to downgrade you to a B-Cup with that hot take. Now let's go to a guy who has no solid beliefs, no character at all, will flip on a dime depending on who's asking him the questions. Van Jones, thinner than Sarah Huckabee on Ozempic.
I'm seeing this party traffic in a lot of curse words. That's
curse
supposed to be like the new
words.
cool thing to do. I don't think that's going to be as useful. I've even heard Pete Buttigieg
And he's
with a
gay.
whole bunch of curse words. I don't know who gave that memo. I don't think
You don't
that's
know who
very
gave
useful.
that memo?
I think you have to be very careful.
Hold on. Why does he say even Pete Buttigieg? Because Pete Buttigieg, even the gay guy, is swearing now.
When you're talking about people with disabilities, and I don't think she was careful, and I don't know her enough to say she's not being honest. But I'm going to tell you, it sounded bad. And I just want to get. I just
You
want
guys
to finish.
acted like it's 9/11.
I think this party is trying to find a way to look tough and to show fight, but this is not the way.
No, the way is to cry about curse words. Oh my God, they're cursing. How could we let them say shit on TV?
I don't think the cursing is going to work. I think I've been on stage and I've gotten a little bit hyped sometimes too. I
we'll
hope
get
that
to
she will
that.
take this as lessons. You talked about learning lessons, that type of stuff. It doesn't sound to me like she's actually taking full responsibility. If that's true, I don't like it, and she can't do that again. She's too important to us.
She's
to do
too
that.
important. One time I drank a Red Bull and I got almost hyped up. I almost got so hyped up I almost said, damn. I almost said, hell. And I'll show you one time Van Jones got psyched up. He got really excited. Because like C-Cup, S.E. Cup used to be a Republican until she couldn't sell for them anymore. Until they weren't reading her, till they weren't retweeting her anymore. And then she made a business decision to switch over and I guess give advice like this, saying, this is the worst thing. This is literally 9/11 times 5. At the very least, that's one thing you could get from this channel. I never switched sides. I never voted for George Bush. I didn't vote for John McCain. I've never voted for a Republican in my whole life. And I look like a chud, right? So I could easily switch over to the other side, just make up stuff all the time, conspiracy theories, and just cash out, I guess. But that's not why I'm here. That's not why you're here. But I want you to understand that's why S.E. Cup's here. That's why Van Jones is here.
But that was one of the most extraordinary moments you have ever
He's talking about
seen
Trump.
In American politics, period.
Look at him. He's about to cry.
He did something extraordinary. And for people who have been hoping that he would become unified, hoping that he might find some way to become presidential, they should be happy with that moment.
Oh, my God.
For people who have been hoping that maybe he would remain a divisive cartoon, which he often finds a way to do, they should begin to become a little bit worried tonight. Because that thing you just saw him do, if he finds a way to do that over and over again, he's going to be there for 8 years. Now, there is a lot that he said in that speech that was counterfactual, that was not right, that I oppose and will oppose. But he did something tonight that you cannot take away from him. He became president of the United States.
He became president of the United States tonight. He's talking about Donald Trump. They even upset the ladies on The View. And Whoopi had some good advice.
Made a mistake. Yeah. And we're going to move on. We're not censoring people. We're not going to do it. We're going to say to people, just don't do it. Don't make jokes. As Joy says, what is it?
Leave it to the comedians.
Leave it to the comedians. We tried that once, remember? You guys dug up a 15-year-old picture of Al Franken doing a joke. Got hysterical about that, too. It's almost like if you're on the left and you decide to be a little rougher with the Republicans, take the gloves off, you not only have to fight them, you not only have to fight, oh my God, they have no plans, they're so mean to me, I'm in a wheelchair, but then you gotta fight everybody on the left too. So, Whoopi Goldberg and Joy You know, they say leave it up to the comedians. Let's do it. The funniest comedian I know, Greg Gutfeld on Fox. Here you go.
She's number one at being dumb, the new face of the DNC. Gather round, cause that's our Jasmine.
That is so good. Comedy gold. Wow.
Jasmine Crockett still conceals the meaning of Hot Wheels. The Texas congresswoman still won't apologize over making fun of Texas Governor Abbott's disability. Here's what she said that kicked it off.
All right, you guys want to watch it again?
We in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there.
I can
Come on
watch it
now.
all day. So I don't mind watching it.
And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey.
Agreed.
So,
Now, she claims that she wasn't talking about Abbott's wheelchair at all. Yet she's mentioned Abbott's wheels before. In 2022, she posted Beto's rolling around the state. Where's Abbott rolling to? And according to the Washington Free Beacon, Crockett also liked several Facebook comments referring to Abbott as Hot Wheels back in 2021.
Got her.
But is Jazz having an identity crisis? Tyrus!
You see, the joke is he's asking Tyrus.
I come to you for no particular reason.
The joke is he's asking the black guy on the set.
Can you please explain to me what happened to that young, smart,
I'll take it from there, Gutfeld.
See, that's the comedic genius that we're looking for of Greg Gutfeld. Black lady says something, and here's the setup to this literal joke. They go around, everybody else is white on this panel, so the joke is, you know, DEI hire Tyrus here. You're the only one that can speak on it, right? How can Democrats ever compete, Joy, Whoopi, with this level of comedy? And if you like me, I mean, it's not even really a joke, right? Just standard practices at Fox News. Throw it to Faulkner. Anytime we have something a little too black to talk about, they just give it to this lady so she can earn her tokens. Look at them, they're hounding her.
Why would I apologize when I put out a statement? My statement was clear. But you didn't
apologize. So she has to.
My statement was clear.
In a
wheelchair. I don't know how that's offensive. I don't understand. Who have a disability need me to repeat this to you. Right, but why won't you apologize? I put out a statement. They didn't have an apology.
This is obnoxious. You guys, we don't have to watch this whole thing. This lady just keeps bugging her. Donald Trump, I can't put together a compilation of everything he said. It'd be like a 2-hour-long thing. Maybe I'll put it together. Run some ads on it. I can't put together a compilation from Pocahontas to the reporter thing that they referenced to, I mean, knock the hell out of them when you're putting them in cars. Very fine people, everything. And I've never seen a Fox News reporter ever chase around someone like this with their little phone out saying, please just apologize. Please just apologize. Please get out of my office. And I agree with Van Jones, C-Cup, Whoopi, on some level. If we were having an adult conversation about policy, about going forward, then yes, this kind of talk is not appropriate. But the problem is Democrats rather be martyred on their own cross, living up to these crazy standards. To the indoor kids on the far left who want to also police ableism. You know, this country going forward is going to need to take ideas from Marx. They're going to need to take ideas from Lenin. We're going to have to become a lot more socialist with automation taking everything over. But as someone from a small coal mining town, blue collar, someone who's worked with their hands, these people aren't going to listen to you, whiny kid, you know, at home, typing away on your computer. They're not going to listen to you no matter how much Marx you've read. What they want to listen to is people who can communicate to them. But humans are animals, and Americans are stupid. They just are. What, 35% can't read above a 6th grade level or whatever? They're just stupid. These are two facts you can't change. And they much more respond to, as Trump has proven, when you attack like this with words. I know it sucks. It's not ideal. You know, we could be so much better than this. We can't be so much better than this. Because then when they hear you whining, hell, even when I hear you whining, I'm just like, shut up. Jasmine Crockett, you're not going to see this video, but if you do, don't apologize. Don't apologize to Whoopi. Don't apologize to Van Jones, and certainly don't apologize to people on the far left that call you an ableist. Stay exactly who you are, because you are going to be the future of this party. The Chud Report.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey.
This is another day and another disaster by the Democrats. The reality is they have no vision, no policy. They have nothing to sell but hate. And Americans are not buying it.